exceptional individual on our show today, an individual who had given a lot of memories as Sri Lankan fans. And if I need to talk about this particular individual, I could talk all day. We have been joined by Angelo Mathews. Angelo, thank you very much for accepting our invitation and featuring in our show today. And Angie, how is it being a celebrity and knowing that people admire you?
I always try to be myself, on and off the field, rather than, trying to be somebody else or just faking. I believe in being myself on and off the field, and that's all it matters. I mean, yes, there will be, people who follows your game very closely, and I'm very thankful to all of them.
Wonderful. Now, Angie, playing the role of finisher, my early memories about you is the 2009 T20 World Cup, that brilliant save in the boundary line, those 3 wickets against West Indies all of a sudden, and a lot of memories. The MCG miracle in 2010, what an innings that was. Did you have that finishing role, the talent of finishing games from the school level, or is it just something that came into you once you got into the international side?
I believe so. When I was playing for school, I was more of a bowler than a batsman, and then I batted in the lower middle order in school, and then towards the latter part, the last couple of years, I started batting around number 4, number 5. And I started performing, and then I started believing in myself that I can actually bat. And yes, since then I captained the under-19 Sri Lanka team, and then I had the responsibility of batting through the middle, and I was I got used to it. And when I was called to the national team in 2008, obviously they didn't expect me to be a finisher straight away. I was groomed into that position, and I was slowly given the responsibility as time went on. So I believe that I had it in me, but I just have to sort of improve my game day in, day out, and we still learn. We all learn day in, day out.
Who had that point of making sure that you are groomed to become a finisher? Who had that thought in the cricketing?
So when I first entered the national team, Mahela was my first captain, and in 2008 when I made my debut, he was my captain, and Trevor Bayliss was the coach. That was in Zimbabwe first. I made my debut, and then that was in the one days, and then I made my debut in 2009 in test matches. So yes, what they said was just go out there and just have a bit of fun, enjoy yourself, don't think too much. You've been doing well in the A teams and the development squad, so whatever you have done in those, you just try and bring it to the national team. So that released a lot of pressure. Obviously when you get into the team, you feel nervous, but all the seniors helped me out so much, and I'm really thankful to them.
Talking about school cricket, now what we see at this point of time in terms of school cricket is that they appoint the captain, but most of the time what we see is that the coaches are the ones who manage those captains inside the field. They stay outside the ropes. Was it the same scenario during your school days, and how far do you agree with my statement?
Not at all. I think when we were playing, our coach was Harsha De Silva when I was playing for First 11, and he was a coach. He is currently the women's national cricket coach, and he gave us responsibility, and whatever, obviously when there is a break or when there is something needs to be done, they will obviously send a message across, but he did not interfere right throughout. You have to give the responsibility to the captain. I don't believe in coaches from outside setting fields and all that, because you make mistakes and then you learn. But if somebody else is doing your job, then you better not do it, because you being the captain, and if somebody else is moving the field around, then that person doesn't know what I am thinking. So then how can you captain? I don't agree with that at all. you should give the responsibility to the captain, whoever it is, and then give him some time. See, and then you can obviously discuss, make him a better person. But I believe in giving him the responsibility.
I guess we should thank Harshadit Silva for not influencing you. We'd have lost a captain for Sri Lanka, of course. Now, talking about sledging, Kumar Sangakkara led sledging game for Sri Lanka in the early part of when Sri Lanka started sledging. The memory is about 2003 World Cup, the Sean Pollock incident. What is your closest memory in terms of you sledging someone and you being at the receiving end? We have had enough of 2014 England series about Joe Root and Ellen DeGeneres. We would like to know something different from you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously what strikes my mind first is the 2014 England series. I mean, we had a lot of sledging in that both ways. And
I thought I saw James Sanderson was sledging even Kumar Sangakkara, being a veteran cricketer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go into detail too much what we said and but we had a lot of sledging in that series, particularly. Yeah, I mean, especially started off with Sachitra's incident, the mankading, and then it started off before that. So Sachitra was called for throwing, and then it got a little heated up, and then both sides started sledding each other, and that entire series was I think it was not a great example, to be really honest. I mean, you play to win, but that was not a great example. I mean, I wouldn't repeat that, but it was a heat of the moment, and then both teams spend time with each other, and then we're still good friends.
Any funny incidents that you can reveal to us?
I remember, I don't want to mention that particular batsman's name, but we targeted one batsman, and because he was constantly giving it to us, so just we targeted him in terms of sledging, and then it got a bit out of hand. But yes, I mean, that was one particular incident where we are not very proud of. But we thought, if you give it, you got to take it back as well.
Let's talk about the dressing room environment. When you joined the Sri Lanka team in 2008, Kumar Sangakkara, Mahela Javadan, Sanath Jayasuriya, T.M. Dilshan, Muthaiya Muralidharan, talk about these names. How welcoming they were, Angelo, as soon as you came into the dressing room?
Yeah, firstly, I was shocked to be in that dressing room.
Who would not?
I was just thinking to myself, am I really here? Because the people you see in that dressing room are legends, and as you correctly said, Sanath Jayasuriya, Muthaiya Muralidharan, Chaminda Vas, T.M. Dilshan, Sangakkara, Mahela.
And the surprising fact is all of them played together.
All of them played together, and it was such a fantastic moment. I mean, you will cherish that moment for your entire life. Sharing the dressing room with them, sharing their experiences with us. I mean, we are who we are today is because of the seniors, and the way we play cricket now is because of all of them. And we thank each and every one of them for grooming everyone, looking after everyone, and making us feel very comfortable, feel like home, and not even for a second that we thought we don't belong here, because they made us feel comfortable, and they were so welcoming.
What do you see as the difference between the current dressing room versus what was it before?
See, only the personnel have changed, but I think that atmosphere is still not the same, because the personnel they have changed. But in terms of the seniors, juniors, there's no real seniors, juniors. We all are friends. We all look after each other, and we try and as experienced players, we try and look after. We share our experiences with the newcomers or the youngsters, and we are always there for all of them. And we also learn from the youngsters how they sort of go about things and all that, because we are not complete. We learn day in, day out, and we pick even from the youngsters. You know, if we can learn something, we will definitely.
Who is the biggest prankster in your current setup?
Dikwalla.
Dikwalla. Okay. Any memories? Anything that he does?
Can't really say it on air.
All right, let's talk about the captaincy stint, Angie. 50 plus average in batting, test matches, 45 in one-day internationals, 37 plus in T20 international. How tough it was to captain Sri Lanka?
Yeah, I think being a captain is really challenging, especially sort of in the Asian countries. I would say it's very challenging, but it was a good challenge for me, and I took it in a positive way. And I've done it for 6 years. You know, not many people have here who have, you know, captained Sri Lanka, but I think it was a challenging and a very I embraced it in a positive way, and I had the support of all the seniors and also the younger players. And yes, I'm thankful to all of them for supporting me, because if you don't get the support as a captain, it's going to be really, really tough. And you got to handle players, you got to handle off-field issues, on-field issues, all of that. And I think I'm pretty happy, and I'm thankful to all of them.
Lowest point in your life, career?
Yeah, I think when I resigned back in 2017, we lost to Zimbabwe at home. I'm not taking anything away from Zimbabwe; they played better than us. But for me personally, as a captain and as a player, losing that series was really tough. And after a few days, I thought, you know, I had enough, and there should be a new leader. There should be a change, and that was probably the lowest point in my career.
Now, Angelo, a lot of memories that you have given. We would like you to recall those memories. First thing that I want you to tell us a bit about is the first day that you got a call that you have been selected to represent Sri Lanka national team. Tell us, explain the sequence of events that occurred on that day.
Yeah, I was away on a tour with the development squad, or if I'm not mistaken, the A team. I'm not really sure. I was in India playing, and I got a call, and I was told that I'm picked for the Zimbabwean series, which is in a couple of months' time. And I was extremely happy. I got really excited. Obviously, my dream was to play for the national team, represent the national team for someday. And that dream became true when I heard it. And I was really nervous as well as excited. And I was looking forward to it. And I immediately rang my parents and I said, you know, I got this. And they were over the moon, and they were all happy. And yeah, so I just couldn't wait, you know, for the first tour.
2011 World Cup final?
Yeah. Again, that was a very disappointing moment of my life and my cricketing career. For not being able to take part in that final, I got injured, you know, at Kettaram in the semi-finals. I was able to take the team through the line, over the line, and we only had a few days for the finals, and I travelled with the team. I barely couldn't, walk. I tried my best, I just couldn't, and it was really a sad moment, because playing in a World Cup final is obviously a dream of any player, and I was looking forward to it, but unfortunately, I missed that opportunity.
In 2011, Lords, Chandimal scored a century, and then there was another person who all of us spoke about, was Angelo Mathews, and we saw Stuart Law was giving some messages to TM Dilshan, and TM Dilshan was talking to people around. We saw Dulip Mendes seated. Dimut Karnarano ran into the grounds with the gloves. He did not speak to anyone, did not hand it back to the players or whoever, and he ran back. What happened once you got to the dressing room, Angie?
Surprisingly, nothing.
Okay.
Right, but when I looked at when I watched the highlights, I thought, oh, me going into the dressing room could have been really worse, but surprisingly nothing. Obviously, my thinking was getting 100 at Lords is a big deal for any player.
And you got one in test matches.
Yes, and after a few years I got one, but getting 100 in Lords is quite a big deal. And so Chandimal had to get about 10 runs. I think we had only 14 runs to get, and we had ample time. We had about 6-7 overs. So I thought, at the back of my mind back then, I thought it's just we are just 2 shots away.
Yeah.
I said, Chandi, we are just 2 shots away. Why don't you try and go for your 100? I'll help you out, and try and get it, because it's a big deal. And so he was also panicking, because he after a couple of overs, everyone was panicking, and we got a message as well. And then I said, don't worry, we still 2 shots away, and if something happens, I'll take care of it. I was a bit overconfident, obviously, but I said to him, you try and get it. So I'm pleased that he got it.
Headingley 160 runs, the World Cup 83 against England, that brilliant match. You defeated the world champions, MCG miracle. What do you rate as your best innings so far? Maybe ODIs or Test matches or T20?
I would probably say getting 160 at Headingley. Obviously, playing in England against England is not an easy task, and winning against them is not an easy task either. So for me, winning that series in 2014 was quite a big achievement. We created history in 2014, where nobody from Sri Lanka has won a series, obviously, but all the guys were so determined. They played exceptionally well, and we were behind batting in the second innings, and I just kept going, and Rangana Herath batted brilliantly at the other end, and he supported me, and everything just fell in line, and that 160, and then getting 4 wickets, getting 4 wickets in that same game, did quite well to win it. I thought all the guys were exceptional in that series.
Looking at Angelo Mathews outside, we could interpret yourself as, this is Angelo Mathews, this is the way he bats. From your perspective, what type of batsman you are?
I think it depends on which format I play. So obviously T20 cricket, you don't have a lot of time, then you get going from ball 1, and then I believe I can adapt in formats, and even in Test cricket there's ample time. Obviously you bat according to the situations, etc. And then again in the one days where I bat, especially in the middle order, you have to sort of assess the conditions, situations, and then go about your game. So I believe that I can adapt to situations and the format. Rather than saying I'm this type of a player, I believe I can adapt, accordingly.
How does visualization helps?
It helps a lot. See, obviously, if you listen to most of the greats, they say visualization it's quite a big thing, and it was a big thing for them. I've spoken to a lot of greats, and most of them, the one common thing is visualization, and we visualize playing one particular bowler. If we have a game tomorrow, then we visualize playing all these bowlers and how we are going to score off them. What are options, single options, fours and sixes and all that. So we try and visualize day in, day out.
How far have you given this message to the rest of the players who are playing with you about visualization?
I have given whatever I have experienced so far to all of them, and I'm always willing to help anyone. And a lot of the youngsters, we have a chat together. Whether we are on tour or whether we are in Sri Lanka, we just meet up, catch up, and talk about cricket, and we spend time with each other, and we mostly talk about cricket and how the situations have helped us to become better.
As a professional cricketer, what is your study in terms of statistics, Angie? May it be your statistics, maybe what's happening in the world cricket? How do you follow?
I think for my potential, I could have done better, if I am brutally honest with myself. Maybe because of injuries, because of so many reasons, but those are only excuses. Obviously, with the injuries, I've had so many setbacks over the last several years. I've worked constantly hard on my fitness. I'm still working, and I'm still working quite a lot and working extremely hard on my fitness, because the older you get, the more fitness you need. So you try and be very careful with your diet and your preparations and everything else. So it's a process. It's so you need to sort of look after yourself and give the best possible chance to perform.
You played in 3 World Cup finals already, and you know how a winning dressing room looks like. Who are the players, who are the current crop of players representing Sri Lanka at this point of time could take us to that level in the future?
We've got an excellent set of players. I think in terms of skill, we are right up there. It's just that we haven't done justice to the team's potential, and we are working towards that. We want to be consistent when playing in all 3 formats. I think we've got a brilliant set of players. We've got Kusal Mendes, Kusal Janith, Danushkas, Avishkas, Dickwellers. Apart from the senior players, we've got a brilliant set of youngsters who can take Sri Lanka to greater heights. And I think I have mentioned only a few names, but all the others are exceptional players, and they can definitely take Sri Lanka to greater heights.
What we heard many of the times is that we have the talent, but we have not done justice to that. What is that gap that we are trying to bridge, Angie?
Yeah, I think being consistent as a team is what we are trying to achieve. and obviously it will take a bit of time. We've been saying that over the past 2-3 years, but still I believe sticking to a group of players is the way to go. And if you chop and change, then it's not going to work. But I think we are in the right path, and I believe the team will do really well.
Have you got a timeline set up for this?
See, I mean,
It's tough though, but
yeah, see, we try to take one game at a time, one series at a time. You don't try to look too far ahead. Then you got to just follow your basics. Do the basics right. Everything else will fall in line. So we are trying to sort of get better at our basics, and we believe that everything else will fall in line.
we saw in social media in 2017 some pictures you with the Indian cricket team, and of course recently with the New Zealand cricket team. Who are you friends with in terms of international cricket?
I've got so many friends across the world because we play
Name
each
some
other.
close friends.
Yeah, so we play each other quite often, and most of the Indian boys are very close to all of us, and not only the Indians, like say Pakistanis, even the New Zealand guys they've spent some time with us, and everyone. If we play against any team, they spend time with each other. After the match, they come to our dressing room, or we go to their dressing room, spend time, obviously have a good laugh, and there are so many friends. You can't really pinpoint because the others might get upset, but almost all of them are real good friends.
Talking about physical transformation, when I look at you a couple of years back, you have tremendously changed. What inspired you to make those changes in your life? And
I think I think my injuries, because it made me sit down and think. Because as I said, as you grow older, I've worked, and I'm really thankful to all the support staff, from the physios to the trainers, everyone, because they've helped me so much. And I thought to myself that I need to change, and I need to make a difference, to feel a difference. And I lost about close to 10 kgs, and I'm feeling much lighter, and the excess weight which you carry will obviously going to hurt you at some point. And so that's why I thought to myself, just one day I just woke up and I said I need to change, and I need to change the way I eat, to change the way I train, and I just made a decision from that day onwards.
explain me the role that your parents, siblings, and your wife played in you becoming a successful cricketer.
Yeah, I mean, what I am today is because of the Almighty, and then obviously my parents played a massive part. They did everything possible to make me the person who I am today, and my siblings, obviously, they were right behind me as well, and then obviously my wife and the kids. My wife, she has always been a great strength for me, and she even now, whatever I face, there will be ups and downs obviously in life, and even in cricket. So you got to face, but then if you have a strong family and then a strong support system, you can get over it. You can face anything and get over anything. So I'm really thankful to all of them.
Goals at the end of your career? I know you want to play 2023 World Cup. We would like you to see playing beyond that. What about you?
Yes, I mean, obviously, my target is 2023 World Cup in terms of one day cricket, and then 2020, obviously, there'll be 2 World Cups in the next couple of years. And then it all depends on my physical condition, form, etc. But I try to take one game at a time, even though I have um, a goal back of my mind. I try to take one game at a time, try to perform, and then do my very best towards the team's winning cause. And yes, so I mean, I know that you have to be in good physical shape and also need to perform to achieve that. So I will try my best.
Once you scored that 200 against Zimbabwe, everyone was thinking about how many centuries would Angelo Mathews score in Test matches. I'm not asking a number. Like, if you have a number, would you like to share with us?
See, again, if I can get to 20, it's a realistic target, but again, I need to work hard. To getting 100, scoring 100 is not an easy task. It can be Zimbabwe, it can be anyone. Getting a Test 100 is not an easy task, and I'm sure whoever who have got hundreds will say the same, because Test cricket is all about temperament, testing your patience, your skill, your fitness, everything. So and my favorite is Test cricket because it tests you in every aspect of your game, mentally and physically. So obviously one days and T20s, it's a lot of fun playing, but Test cricket is hard, it's tough, and it tests, as I said before, every single aspect of your game.
Messages to any youngster who is watching this interview who wants to become one like you?
Yeah, I think you should always have a goal. I mean, my goal was to play for the national team someday. But if you put a lot of pressure on yourself saying, I need to score hundreds, I think most of the youngsters put a lot of pressure on them, and their parents put a lot of pressure on them, saying you need to get 100, you need to get 5 wickets. No. The message that we should give all of them is, go enjoy your cricket, do your very best. And then you do your very best and you still fail, then you can't do anything about it. But you enjoy what you're doing and don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Just go out there, enjoy, and have a bit of fun, and give your 100%.
And how would you want people to call yourself at the end of your career?
I don't know, actually. I just want people to just, when they hear the name Angelo Mathews, maybe saying that, oh, he's a good cricketer. I don't know, but I just want to be myself on and off the field. One day when I retire, I just want to just give my 100% in whatever I do, and then rest will take care of itself. Doesn't really matter what I will be called, but I just want to sort of be a role model for the youngsters and just inspire them to take up this sport and do their best for the country.
Excellent. That's a message from Angelo Mathews. We are not done. We have 20 questions to Angelo. We would expect short answers from you. Favorite single song?
I have quite a few, actually. Okay, so I like Master Sir and Gangadhara, Hantanata Payana.
Favorite vehicle and brand?
Favorite, obviously the Bugatti Veyron. Yeah, I've seen it once, but yeah, that's a nice one.
If you
if I
become the
can
president of Sri Lanka, what would be your first action?
I'll never become president.
Any bowler from the past that you would like to bat against?
Wasim Akram.
What was your first vehicle?
First vehicle was actually a bike, Madhurua.
Among the current crop of players, who can beat Sanga's record of highest number of test hundreds?
Kusal Mendis.
Best captain that you have played under?
Oh, it's a toughie. Sanga and Mahela.
You have scored test centuries against 6 national teams. Among that, 9 that you have played against. What are the other those 3 that you have not scored a century in test matches?
3 teams. South Africa, Bangladesh, and West Indies.
If there's one venue that Sri Lanka cricket to organize cricket matches forever, what venue that would be?
Ketarama.
An innings that you enjoyed watching
Sanga's triple hundred.
against Bangladesh?
Yeah,
Favorite current bowler batsman?
I've got 2 actually. Kohli and Kane. Bowler Stark and Philander.
The toughest bowler that you face against?
It was actually Dale Steyn.
If you ever wanted to change a moment in your life, what would it be?
Nothing.
No regrets. A match in the past that you want to be a part of?
2011 World Cup final.
Could have changed the moments, isn't it? Thank you
I
very
don't
much.
know.
Thank you very much, Angelo. It was indeed an insightful interview. I enjoyed it pretty much. I'm sure the viewers also enjoyed this detailed interview with Angelo Mathews. We would like to discuss more with you because the time is not enough. But thank you very much one more time for accepting our invitation without any hesitation and featuring on our show and letting all our viewers who is Angelo Mathews is. And we wish you all the best and hope you can build more success as we move forward an international career and contribute to Sri Lanka's success and bring back those glories that always all our fans and the cricketing fraternity have enjoyed. Thank you very much, Angelo.